Welcome back to another episode of Excuse My Grandma. It's Kim and my co-host.
Grandma Gail.
So the holidays are here.
They're starting, and we're in Florida, so we're having a sunny day. But in the Northeast and certainly in the Midwest, the snows are coming. So they are going to probably have a white Christmas up there.
On the scale of like Grinch to like Santa, where do you fall with holiday cheer?
I don't know, somewhere in the middle of not a Grinch, but not somebody who's running around with little things on their head.
Yeah.
I sort of love the holidays because it brings families together.
Right.
The part where the gift, well, now my children are all older, so I don't have to absolutely get hysterical about what to buy them as a gift. I used to have to wonder, what electronic toy I needed to get, or what type of sweater I think.
And it was like so hard to get stuff, right?
Pressure. Oh my God.
No, but like when they sell out.
Those Xboxes I had to get from my grandson a few years back. I thought I was going to have a breakdown. Everybody was running to Best Buy and nobody had anything. And we were looking online and it was a mess. So that I'm over. Everybody sort of gets a check in the mail and they can buy what they want. Except for the little one. And she and I still do a little shopping together, but it's much more, it's not that sense of urgency. And since we celebrate Hanukkah, we sort of do little gifts and then everybody can sort of get what they want for themselves because everybody is an adult.
Well, I feel like
point.
As a child, we for sure did the 8 presents.
Yes.
Now we definitely just do one
because you know what? You end up with a lot of stuff that, you're not getting toys.
Yeah.
And so nobody really wants that. So it's
I'd rather
get one nice sweater
exactly.
than to get a lot of junky little stuff that you never really use.
Yeah. Well, we did.
And the idea is the same. We're still celebrating the Festival of Lights, and we still
light the candles, but we're not doing the gifts.
Exactly. And I'm sure the same goes for people who celebrate Christmas as well. You get one really nice gift for an older person. And then for the little kids, we still, I'm sure, put a lot of things under the Christmas tree. So it's the same feeling. And, in today's world, everything is so expensive, and you don't want to waste your money on stuff that nobody is going to use.
Yeah. Well, I feel like I used to want things like so specific items, and that whether it was toys, but even later, it's like this specific pair of shoes or whatever it was. Like now I don't have something like that.
And you don't care.
Yeah.
What happens is as you mature, you realize you really don't want any of it. And that's it. You're just happy to be left alone and enjoy yourself and have a good pair of sneakers on, I think.
Or it's better when a gift is kind of like something you haven't been necessarily thinking about, but
right.
Like what somebody, surprise. Yeah. Or like,
it's not about the gift. It's about the thought.
Yes. Exactly.
And I really think that's something. And I watched a wonderful news little thing on television this morning that showed a bunch of teenage girls who've set up in the South. I'm not going to mention the exact place because it's not necessary. It's just the concept. They were doing, they have boxes. It was on NBC this morning. And they have boxes where they put, because a lot of young people in disadvantaged areas that cannot afford, let's say, period articles like Tampax or pads, and they have boxes in different location in their community where people can go and take them and just use them. And it's an idea that I think is so, we have to help each other get through these difficult times. And if you see somebody that doesn't have something like that, a personal hygiene, help, give it to them, go out and purchase some and drop it off without even putting your name on it. And I also think the same goes with doing good things for your neighbors. If you see you have an older neighbor that doesn't get out much and it's cold, knock on their door, say, I'm going to the market. Do you need something? Those little bits of kindness in these times where people are suffering. A lot of people are not having what they used to have. And it's sad. So we want to get over that and help out our fellow man as much as we can. But otherwise, the holidays have been fun.
Yeah.
Down here, we had a great.
Wait, also just a tangent, but also important with that stuff. It is so crazy to me that like tampons are not something accessible in a bathroom the
Right.
same way that toilet paper
Yeah,
is,
I
because
agree.
it's a necessity. Our bodies go through that.
Mhm.
A lot of offices have it now, but I remember when I was like interning, even in the last like 5 to 10 years, it's changed. Like I was so happy that my job went out before the podcast, like actually had tampons that I didn't have to like pay a quarter or whatever to get. Like it was just there. You didn't In high school, I used to bring a whole bag with me to the bathroom. It was so embarrassing because everyone knew you had your period. They should be in schools
Right.
in the bathroom
Well,
for
that's what this
everyone.
article was saying, that in the Scandinavian countries, they're given out. So
Yeah.
everybody gets that.
And
And
by
I
the
never
way,
even thought about that. I guess that would be against a lot of big companies who make these products, but they should donate them to communities
well, those
that
companies
are,
also,
they
these are,
make other products as well.
but not even that. Like these should not be taxable items. That is so crazy to
Right.
me that like a condom is not taxable, but a tampon is in a lot of.
Is that true?
Yes.
Oh,
I don't know
wow.
if some states have changed that, but like that is so crazy. But whatever. This is a tangent of
This
a
is
conversation.
yeah, we could talk about these kind of odd things that are going, but people have to help each other
Yeah.
out.
Speaking of gifts, we made a video on TikTok and Instagram talking about what we think each other would want. You guessed pretty well for me. What did you say? You said um a new beige bag to replace the one that I broke.
Right. Well, I haven't. No, you broke it,
Oh,
but I'm
which one?
having it fixed.
Okay, yeah. I was gonna
But
ask the
you know.
progress on
Well,
that.
but the progress is that it hasn't come back. It
Okay.
had to go someplace to get a new clasp. I never saw anybody not only tear the material, but the clasp was in shreds.
Yeah.
So that's going to go for a major overhaul. It's probably cost me more than a new bag, but
Yeah.
it's just the principle. We like the bag the way it was.
Yeah, I'm trying to think what else you said. I remember you said like a reality show. That's not really a gift, but just like
Oh,
a
it's a
bucket
thought.
list thought.
Right. You would like that. That's definitely on the bucket
To
list.
be on a reality show. And then I think for you, I know you like your slippers and all that.
I love my slippers that don't have rubber on the bottom. I
Yeah.
like terry cloth slippers.
Yeah.
And they're getting harder and harder to find. So if anybody out there knows of I have one place that I find them all the time, but they've had a problem getting them. So I buy a bunch of them and I keep them like a little like in a locked closet so nobody touches my slippers. Not that anybody cares about my ugly slippers, but I like the ones that are smooth on the bottom, and it sort of almost cleans the floor as you walk.
Oh, ew. It's like a Swiffer
It's
slipper.
like a Swiffer on your feet.
Yeah.
That's exactly right.
I was thinking also about for people actually write into us a lot saying, what should I get my grandma as a gift? For me, I'm thinking like it's almost easier to think of what not to get them. Like I know more what you wouldn't want.
I don't think I have to honestly say at this point, I really just want everybody to have a meal together. I really don't want a gift anymore.
So maybe
Because
experiential.
yeah, I think an experience, maybe going to a show together,
Yeah.
or doing something like that is much more fun for me. Now I'm not saying every grandma wants that, but for me at this point, I really like sharing the time with my other grandchildren. I'm looking forward to the holidays to having everybody actually in Florida, and we will have dinners together and we'll do things together in the afternoons and the evenings that I really look forward to.
Yeah, that's funny because I feel like 5 years ago or so, maybe more, there was a shift. I remember there were so many studies coming out that millennials want experience as a gift. Like they want to go on a trip, they want to go to a show, whatever, and less like the material item.
I think that still goes, by the way.
I think it still goes. And I think maybe now it's not even millennials, it's like also older generations.
Absolutely. Well, I saw something today talking about this that you're going to laugh about. What's the White Lotus season 2? So now the biggest thing now for holidays and for the spring and summer are destination trips going to Sicily, because I guess the season 2 took place in Sicily. So they said the reservations for the hotel, which is actually closed,
it's a Four
now.
Seasons in Salamanca or something.
No, no, no. I don't. I
That's
think
where
it
they
was.
filmed it.
Was it a Four
Yeah.
Seasons? It was a Four Seasons in Hawaii, but I'm not sure.
No, it was.
Okay. Well, anyway, they said on the thing that they're sold out for the whole summer.
That is so
So,
nuts.
and it's not even open, so people are just reserving in
It's like the
advance.
same thing with Game of Thrones.
Right,
Everyone
that's what
wanted
they
to go
said.
to Croatia.
Exactly.
Mhm.
Exactly. And last year
See,
was
you
Hawaii.
don't have to watch the news. I can just tell you.
Okay.
what
Well,
they're
you're
doing.
right. You're right. But that was on the news this morning
Yeah.
also, along with the tampons.
Right. Yeah. Learned so much.
Learned so much about different topics.
Yeah. I was thinking things you wouldn't want. Like, I feel like maybe this goes for my mom too, but like definitely not like a new perfume because I feel like people are so set in their like
Correct.
scent. Like they don't want a new scent.
No, and you know what? That's a very personal thing.
Yeah.
I think people. I know when I used to go where I don't wear it down here because if you put it down here, you'll be eaten up by all kinds of little flies. But in New York, when I would wear, which I do, I wear a certain specific cologne. I would try.
Is it Chanel number 5?
No, it's not
Oh.
Chanel number 5. It's actually Joe Malone.
Oh,
And I
forgot.
like
Yeah.
a certain scent that's sort of a citrusy smell, and I like the smell, but
Yeah,
it's
that's so
not
funny.
too
See,
heavy.
I don't like citrusy. I like floral.
All right. Okay. So, you know what, but everybody has a different thing and it smells different on everybody else. It really does. On each person, it reacts to their body and their temperature
Yeah.
a different way. So that's
Right.
a thing that's hard to buy now unless you know the person. If you know that she loves that,
Yeah, then getting
definitely
another
that's a
one.
very thoughtful gift.
I guess. I would say nothing too like tech savvy is good for a grandparent gift because you just would not
Well,
use
unless
it.
you're bringing a teacher.
Yeah.
If you're
Hiring
giving
a
somebody,
tutor.
right? If you're giving somebody a tutorial, that might work.
Mhm.
Or if you yourself make a tutorial
Yeah.
and send it to them, that might be very helpful.
I would say no clothing item because that's also too hard to buy unless it's something you already own in a different color.
Right. Right.
Okay.
Well, you know that they like that. I mean, you
Yes.
know, I like long sleeve shirts. So you could
Oh,
buy me
actually-
a long sleeve shirt in any color.
Yeah.
And you know, I'm going to wear it.
I posted a video last night of us picking our outfits out to go out for dinner, and so many people commented like, I thought this was a store because she has the same pair of pants, the same pair of white pants, like 5 of them.
No, not 5, probably 20.
Yeah, maybe.
Probably 20 white and 20 black.
Yeah.
And they're wonderful. And I wear them in either linen or cotton or wool. And it's always the same. But you know, that's a look that you eventually develop. I don't think people in their 20s have to look the way I look. But
Well, I
I
think
do
in
love the shirt.
cartoons,
I
it's
do
like-
love the shirts.
Yeah. A white button down or whatever.
Or whatever button down.
Well, like in a cartoon, they all would always open their closet and it would be the same shirt, 50 of them, and the same pant, 50 of them, because they always wear the same thing. And then my last one was, I feel like don't buy high heels taller than like 2 inches.
I think that's a very wise thought, especially for anybody over the age of 30, because first of all, we're not used to wearing heels anymore. You girls wear them. You wear them with shorts, you wear them with skirts, you wear them with pants. But older people, you know, our balance is off, and the streets are terrible. You know, I maybe could wear heels if the streets were level, but there are holes, there are craters in when you cross one avenue to another, you feel like you're going into the bottom of the earth.
Yeah.
I think some of the holes are going to China. They're so deep.
Yeah. For the Department of State and Recreation, please fix the roads so Grandma Gail can wear heels.
Correct. That's a mandate.
Yes. Yes. I want to talk also about good gifts to get your significant other for the holidays. That's always a question we get. Whether it's a new relationship or an like more seasoned relationship,
or whether you're married.
Yes.
As a young millennial, you're entitled to get married.
It's so hard.
Well, I don't know if it's hard. I think if somebody has a hobby, you can always buy, let's say somebody's into fishing. So any kind of fishing equipment, any kind of hiking equipment, any kind of skiing equipment, or a sweater or a scarf or mittens, you know, you can go down it. You can go into either a high priced or a low priced item according to their hobby.
The key there is that you put thought and made it personal. Correct. Because like you wouldn't get fishing gear for someone who's never gone fishing, obviously.
No, exactly.
But versus just like, here's a nice tie. I hate that.
Well, first of all, most of the men don't even wear ties anymore.
Yeah.
So I think that would be ridiculous. And if they need some, Poppy's got a whole closet full that he can lend them. I think you have to just think about the individual. If they like to read, then I would still buy a book. That not everybody reads on Kindle.
But here's the thing with the book situation, or not even just that, but like something like that. I think that is a great gift in the beginning of a relationship,
Yes.
or
Yes.
if you've been married for a long time. I think if I've been dating someone for like 3 years and they just gave me a book, I don't think I'd be happy.
Well, I don't think if you're dating for 3 years and you're not married, there's something wrong with the relationship.
Okay, well, I guess it depends on how old you are.
Oh, all right. Okay. All right. Well, if you're in high school or in college, that's a different thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think then you need to have a little more personal thing, maybe.
Or you also take them to dinner and
Yeah.
pay for dinner or
And
something.
I think that's nice.
Yeah.
That's always appreciated, and it's romantic and it's fun.
Mhm.
But let's say it's just a friend that you've had for many years. Would you buy a sweater? Or
Oh,
would
like
you
you're
give a scarf?
I don't
mean,
think
you have a
friends
lot of
buy each other
They don't?
holiday gifts.
Oh,
I mean,
okay.
I think it's right. If you have what I've
A really
experienced,
best friend or somebody you work in the office with, I think you do buy gifts.
like I don't, but I think if my friends were having like a secret Santa party at one
Right.
of their houses, then you
Right.
do. But otherwise, like we don't buy each other holiday gifts.
Well, it's funny because a friend of mine just called me this morning and said she's going somewhere and they decided to do little secret Santas this
Mhm.
week. And I said, well, what did you decide? And she said, it has to be under $3. So I said,
Under
what?
three?
Under $3.
There's
Because
nothing.
there are like 20 or 25 of them.
Okay, but then it should be under 50.
No, they're not doing that. They're doing under 3. I said, what are you going to buy? She said, we're going to buy candy. I said, I guess that's the
No
only.
candy is under 3 unless it's one mini Kit Kat.
Well, no.
No, I'm telling you.
Well, I know that's her problem.
Yeah. Don't stress.
She wasn't invited to the occasion, but I said, have fun. It sounds
Yeah.
nice.
Personal plug. I have a great gift people can buy. We just came out with merch.
Yeah, and they're really for either for the guy or the girl.
Yes.
And it's just they're small, they're cute little items.
We
It's
have
the hat.
baseball hats. I'm wearing one now that says "Excuse my grandma," pink on pink. We also made navy with white writing, and then I have a black hat with white writing or like an ivory that says "Not my type," which, as you guys know, grandma will always say like "Date someone who's kind," and I'll say "Not my type." So yeah, we have those, and then we have 2 mugs that say "Excuse my grandma" and "Not my type" with like a little caricature of us, and I feel like those are great to gift a grandparent or a friend or whatever. And then we also have a visor for like your grandma or for you if you'd like to play golf or tennis or whatever that says "Excuse my grandma."
And they're just cute little items. They're not very costly. They they're just
but they're
just
not
something you
under
can-
$3.
No, nothing. I guess nothing is under $3 except for a Hershey bar. But they're cute to put in stockings or just to give as an extra little gift.
Yeah. So I wanted to talk about a little bit of advice to give people who are going to be with their families over the holidays. It can be stressful.
Or it definitely can be stressful.
I think the biggest anxiety a lot of people have, I don't have this issue because my family knows everything about me and I come to them all the time, but like answering questions about your relationship status. Are you single? Why are you still single? Are you still with that girl that we met last year? Da, 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 da. I know that stresses people out.
I think what we have to do is sort of first see how everybody is feeling around the living room sofa, and don't get too personal right away because it can be hurtful too. Somebody could just be breaking up or be disappointed in a relationship. So I wouldn't ask those questions right off the bat. And as your days go, maybe over the weekend of either Hanukkah or Christmas, you could get a little more into the nitty gritty, but I would pull somebody aside. I wouldn't talk about it in front of a whole group of relatives. I think, if you're really that curious or you really feel that you have somebody in mind for your grandson or granddaughter and you want to approach them with the name of someone to call, don't do it in front of everybody. When you have time to be by yourselves and say it, then do a little private time.
Yeah, I also do feel like it's obviously nice for someone to ask a question about you because they care and they want to know. But I also feel like saying like a general, like, update me, like, how have you been, versus like specifically, are you single, or like what happened to this situation in your life? Like, people will offer up the information they want to talk about if you ask like generally versus like a pointed or judgmental question.
Right. And I think you're absolutely right. And I think also family time is also time where different in-laws are involved
Yeah.
and different sides of families. So, keep it light, keep it fun, get involved with each other, but don't get too personal on things that might hurt someone's feelings. Don't ask somebody, are you pregnant yet? I mean,
Yeah,
it's that
exactly.
to me was always the word. Somebody once said that to me, and I said, "Oh my gosh, I'm not pregnant. I guess my stomach is sticking out." It can be very, very annoying.
Yeah.
Besides being hurtful.
Also, this is just like I'm thinking about this. When you're asking like younger children, a lot of people like haven't come out about their sexuality a
Mhm.
lot of the
That's
time, and
another
it can
touchy
put
subject.
it's touchy, and like you you shouldn't say, do you have a girlfriend yet? Like, what if they are gay or somewhere on the spectrum, like, and that can really put someone like in an awkward position. So like,
So be careful with your
don't assume
teenagers.
anything.
Yeah, don't assume with teenagers where they are at this moment in time. Just enjoy them for who they are, and
Yeah.
don't ask too many prying questions, because you might not get an answer you like, and then an argument will follow, or a conversation that isn't very pleasant might happen.
Yeah. Another quick
Another
topic.
thing also, I was going to say, Kim, going on that thing, I think food becomes an issue over the holidays.
Oh,
Don't push food too much, because there are a lot of children who don't need so much, and then some who need more. So I think I would, have your meals out, and I hope everybody enjoys them, but nobody needs to clean their plate to the nth degree. That you're I know my grandparents used to say, people are starving in Europe. Well, nobody's starving in Europe right now. So we don't, well,
well,
actually, they
we
are.
are.
They are. But don't overload the plate. That's the way I would really say. And
Or whatever,
somebody
like
can
don't
always go
look
up for
at what,
seconds.
and even and vice versa of like if someone loaded their plate a lot, actually, which is always me, the comment that
Especially at dessert time.
yes, but whatever, like don't comment,
Yeah.
because I can fill my plate up and people are always like, "Oh, wow." Like there's some people in my family who always be like, "Good job." Like, "What? Look at that." Like, why? I wanted to try everything. Like, what is the problem? I just think it's like, look at your own plate.
Right.
I don't
Good
love that.
advice. Good advice.
Other thing which we touched on last week, conflicting political views.
Yeah, but we've discussed that now. We had actually a rabbi on this past week, Rabbi Gewirtz, who said, you know what, you should be able to talk as long as you respect everybody's boundaries. Don't say one person is wrong and you're right. That the political conversation should not be off the table. It should be able to be discussed, but with respect.
Yeah. And I guess also, let's say you're bringing your significant other this
Oh,
year that
that's a
no one
tricky
has
one.
ever
Right.
met, or
Right.
you're going to somebody else's family and not spending time with your own. That could have like 5 episodes just dedicated to that.
Yeah,
But
that's all has to be touchy and has to be careful. Everybody has to be sort of a little bit on their toes.
yeah, and I feel like also I have not ever experienced this, but going to someone else's family for the holidays and not being with your own, I would feel some resentment of like why, I don't know, like you feel like you're missing out with your family maybe, or like unless you're alternating.
I think first of all, when you're in a relationship with somebody, in a steady relationship, you have to alternate, unless for some wonderful chance your both families are very close or know each other. So, but that's not, you haven't gotten to that stage yet if you're not married. Or you're not in a significant relationship yet, you're just dating. I think you have to realize that everybody wants to be with their own family for the holidays, and it would be nice to go one night to one family and one night to another, if geographically you can do it. If you can't, then you have to trade off. You go Thanksgiving to one family, and Christmas or Hanukkah to
Yeah.
another family, or Kwanzaa, whatever the holiday might be.
Yeah, but like if you're
Celebrate all the holidays.
okay, cool. That's too much work for me. I'm like good with one. If you are going to someone else's house, bring a gift, be
Small
pleasant.
gift, a little bit of something, but always to say that thank you for including me.
Yes. Holiday questions from viewers.
Okay.
Okay.
Let's hear this.
Favorite holiday hosting memory and why?
I know if I had a favorite hosting memory. I just think that everybody together is fun, either eating potato pancakes and saying whether we like them or not. Maybe we like some. I remember that my son's mother-in-law made them shredded, the potatoes, and I ground them up in the wearing blender. We discussed and we made both, and we had a contest, and I think we liked hers better. Those can be fun memories. I just think the fact of being together is a memory.
That's actually so funny, like the comparing thing, because that happens every single time our family gets together. Of like, even it could be the best potato pancake you ever had, and you could be like, Lobel's does it better, or where like the local place, or like I think that like 2 years ago, like it's always comparing to a different one.
Well, that's part of living in a big city. We have so many choices, and
even that, as you're saying, like, oh, this family member made it better, or like it was better last year from the same place. There's always
or your mother's brisket is better than
right.
than her brother's,
or just be like, this is great. It's
always we have to give a little dig.
Yeah, a little dig. Okay. Do you have a classy Christmas outfit for women in their 20s?
Well, we've discussed this before when going to somebody's house. I think it shouldn't be sweatpants. I think it should be a little bit of a dress up. Mm-hmm. And depending on the family, some families get very dressed up and want to have, they're wearing jackets and sport clothes, and the women should be properly attired as well, and probably a dress or a dressy pantsuit. But it depends on the family. We've gotten much more casual in the last couple of years since COVID, but I still think it's one step up. I would always wear a nice shirt or a nice little dress, or, the guys should not be in polo shirts. They should be wearing, button downs or whatever.
I do also think it depends. Like if you're going to your house, yes, but a lot of people will go to like their club, or
well, then that takes it to a different degree. Then you have to get dressier.
Yeah, then I think like what's a dressy outfit idea? Just like a
nice dress or a nice pair of pants and a beautiful top.
Yeah.
It just shouldn't be something you would wear lounging around the house.
Yeah.
And also add a little hoop earring. That seems to be the accessory of choice this season. So whether it be a little hoop or a big hoop, put it on.
I have felt like the accessory of choice, at least for me recently, is makeup. Like I feel like if your makeup looks amazing,
okay,
like you can be wearing literally a black dress and people will be like, you look so pretty.
Yeah, well, you do very good eyelash makeup. So you put your mascara on beautifully. I don't know how you do it, but it's very good. I'm jealous.
How do you feel when you have someone over and they ask if you have hot sauce? Like they serve
if they like hot sauce, and if I have it in my pantry, I was the first one to bring it out.
So you're not
never
offended.
Get insulted.
Yeah.
No. Now, I don't know if I would do that if I didn't know the person.
Yeah, that's different.
I think if you're part of a family unit and you all know each other and you happen to be into hot sauce, which our family some really love, I'd go right into the pantry and bring it out. But I wouldn't do that at an in-law's home or at a first.
Such a good point.
Yeah, first.
Yeah, actually, so true. Like thinking about if you are with someone else's family, this is the best meal you've ever put in your mouth.
Exactly.
You've never tasted
anything so soft and delicious.
Exactly. Like you lie. Who cares if it's like like you suck it up? That's not what this is about. This is about making a good impression, being with family, being with your boyfriend or girlfriend.
Correct.
Yeah. It like I've gone to dinner with a guy's parents and they served liver and it was the best. I hate, like, of course I don't eat liver. This was amazing. This was so wonderful.
What you have to do.
That's what you have to do. Holiday 1950s movie.
Well, I remember Bing Crosby and Bob Hope, all of their movies, but their Christmas movies were the best. And I still love listening to Bing Crosby sing "I'm Dreaming of a White Christmas." Mm-hmm. To me, that brings back my growing up in the country and looking at the snow out my window and having my parents and my brothers around me and love and all the good things that happened on the holiday.
And with those songs, like, I love that they're classic, that everyone knows, like the Christmas songs, like it's the same kind of every year minus one or two new ones. Like, it's just something you can relate on generationally as well.
Absolutely.
Okay, guys, another great episode of Excuse My Grandma. Happy holidays from me and Grandma Gail.
And enjoy being with your family and your friends, and give everybody an extra hug this year. I think we deserve it.
And follow us on TikTok, Instagram, Excuse My Grandma. We will see you next week.